It's fair to say the FM26 Beta has had its ups and downs, its critics and its fans. Let's go and jump straight into my thoughts and opinions about this game and what the future holds for Football Manager. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is my final thoughts of the FM26 Beta. A few of the bits and pieces that I've picked up on whilst playing the game over my Liverpool save, a few things that I'm going to point out to you guys, some of the things I like and some of the things I dislike. But before we do any of that, make sure you do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And let's get on with it, shall we? So, first and foremost, obviously we're on the main screen here. This is the overall UI, the portal, and for all intents and purposes, it's not too bad. You can navigate your way around. The best thing I still say that they've done on this is putting the bookmarks up here where you can just navigate quickly to wherever you want to go, like moving to the squad or going to the tactics or even going to the competitions side of things. But clicking on this competition has actually brought up my first bugbear. This little screen here coming up in the tile for the competitions, I don't like. I don't like the tile idea. I prefer it to be a full screen like it was on FM24. This, it's a little bit small. There's not enough colour into it, and the text is it's tiny. I mean, I'm on a PC and I'm on a fairly decent sized monitor here, and even though I wear glasses, these aren't because of I can't read small writing. I can, but even on this, the text is just tiny. And it needs to be a lot bigger and a lot bolder as far as I'm concerned. So there's my first gripe. But on the positive side of things, I really do like the tactics screen. I think the in possession and the out of possession tactics works really, really well for the most part. I think that having both of them alongside each other like this works brilliantly. The downside to the tactics screen though is the team instructions. This, I think it could do with a little bit more refinement, and I'm sure it will do. Over the coming months and maybe over the coming years if they stick to the same format. But at the moment, I think just this again is very centric to console players. You stick a console on this and you're zipping around here left, right and centre, but if you're using your mouse, it's not as smooth as it could be. And therein lies the problem. We want smooth, we want rapid, we want to get to where we want to go very, very quickly so we can get on with the game. And unfortunately, this is just it takes a little bit of time to get used to. Another thing that was picked up on during the press junkets that SI were doing, namely Miles Jacobson, one of the things that he did say was a brand new player coming into this franchise, it's going to take him nearly a day to get used to the entire system. You're not appealing to a wider audience. You're not saying to somebody, yes, come out and buy me, if it's going to take you nearly a day to navigate and learn your way around the game. When you buy a new game, you want to basically learn the game as quickly as possible and for most people, that means taking time in the evenings and in the weekends, unlike YouTubers like me and everybody else that does videos on this, where we do have the time to do it. The general player doesn't. So they need to tweak things to make things a little bit easier for new players coming into the game and new players buying the game. At the end of the day, all of us want to make things easy for ourselves when we're doing this game. And again, making things easy for us, they haven't done with things like this. Let me go to the squad screen. Let me get that one out. And if I click on the first one here, Florian Wirtz, okay. Here's the page, here's his player profile. Yep, totally get that. That's not a problem. This, I think, could do with a little bit of brightening up. Not a problem. But this is where I have a slight issue. When you're clicking on the player roles, I can barely define. Yes, that is green. That's a little bit grey. And then you've got the black. These are too dull, as far as I'm concerned. If you're going to highlight the attributes for a player who's going to do a free roll attacking midfielder, that's great. So you have your dribbling, your first touch, that stands out. But where it gets confusing is where they just darken these ones a little bit to say, right, these are the extra attributes that are possibly needed for an attacking midfielder in a free roll position. But it doesn't stand out enough. Again, and I'll keep on coming back onto this, is the colour palette more than anything else. I think the pink and the orange and everything works really, really well. But again, this is a Liverpool player card and it's a dull dark red, and the attributes are okay. The highlighting is dull as well. And then when you get onto the personal page here, The layout is just a bit wishy-washy. You go into the performance side of things. Okay, you can go to the training reports and all that sort of stuff, but everything opens up into a different tile, and I'm not entirely sure whether I'm a fan of the tile system. You go into the career, it gives you the biography, you can click onto the career stats, it brings up another tile, so to speak. Again, I don't know whether that will stick in future iterations of Football Manager, but I would hazard a guess that it's probably going to, despite everybody's protests about it, so to speak. Let's go on to the transfers side of things. Now, this is the main screen. Again, this is on PC, and again, this is where I have a big bugbear. Text size. The text size is tiny. You squeeze when you click on expand table, it's just a massive jumble of names. It's too much. It needs to be slightly bigger text for people not to get so overwhelmed by it. And also, in the previous FM, you could click on this and go all the way down and just highlight every single one. Can't do that on this. It has to be every single one, and then you get to a point, and then all of a sudden, oh, you accidentally click it, and you have to start the list over again if you want to multi-scout 20 players. Clicking on every single individual one, no, that's not good enough as far as I'm concerned. And also, whilst I'm at it, the menu, not the menu screen, the emails. You got the emails here, so you can click down. I'm pressing down here. You're going down, not a problem. Going through all the stuff. You could go up, that's fine. But spacebar, and I know other people have picked up on that, and it will cycle the game on to its next side of things. And one thing I did notice, the further I played the game in, and I've done six seasons of the Liverpool save, is that stopped working. So when I was going down like this, I couldn't go back up. It stopped. So whether that's a glitch or whether the game just can't cope with it or what, I do not know. But what I will say about the game is that the match engine, the Unity one, I do believe that is a really, really good engine. I like the football highlights. I think I've seen some cracking goals on this. I've seen some brilliant bits of skill. A few Rabonas here and there being chucked into the game, which I think is a great touch. But it's too bright. And now you're going to be thinking, oh, well, he's whinging about the dull colours on the actual screen for all the player profiles and the squad profile and all that sort of stuff. But it's too bright in the match engine. Well, yeah, I know you can adjust that here and there, but the pitch, when you're looking at it, you're like, whoa, that's bright green. They've put too much colour into the pitch and the match engine, and they've basically, feels like they've sucked the colour out the rest of the game into the match engine, if that makes sense. And yeah, I think the competitions, calendar is another one, actually, as well, I want to bring up. The calendar, fixtures. Previously, and then tell me if I'm wrong because I cannot find it anywhere, previously on FM24, you could go through your fixture list. Once it's all sorted, you'd have a little menu over here. You click open that menu and you could click on all the fixtures to remove it. So you had a blank list there, and then you just click on, say, the Premier League list, and you just load your Premier League fixtures. So it'd remove the Community Shield, the Champions League, your friendlies and all that sort of stuff. You can't do that on this at all. And believe me, I have looked. I mean, I don't know whether it's on a fixture schedule. No, it's just there. And I mean, say, comment down below if you have found a way to do this, because I haven't. And you can't remove the fixtures, which makes, for one of us sound a little bit whingy again, makes it harder for us YouTubers to compile stuff for our storylines. It just adds on those extra minutes when you're trying to get something out. It makes more work for us, and I thought the whole point of this new system was to make things easier, and it hasn't. It's made things harder in that respect. There we go, guys. That is, I mean, I'm coming up to nearly the 10-minute mark of the video. I didn't want to make the video too long. It's just a few of my final thoughts, some of the bits that I like, some of the bits I don't like. Hopefully, when this video comes out, it's coming out the morning of the actual release of the full game. Fingers crossed, a lot of this has been corrected and the game works perfectly. I guess we shall find out. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more FM26 content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.